Right guys, it's time for a massive video now. We're going to talk about all the action that's happened in the Euros so far and then end the video with a massive set of predictions for the knockout stages of the Euros. So going into it, we're obviously going to start with Germany. We're going to go through the groups and who's qualified for this next round and how they've qualified and who their key players have been before we use all that information to predict the rest of the Euros. Starting with Germany, and Germany, as we know, started that first game at 5-1 against Scotland. They came to the stage and went, look guys, we're not messing about here. We're not messing about. We're coming with force, with 5 different goal scorers as well. Wirtz, Musiala, Havertz, Füllkrug and Emre Can scoring the goals, and because they can, just because they can. Even Rudiger scored a goal. I mean, in the wrong net, but he still scored a goal, followed by a 2-0 win against Hungary, which is nicely done. Musiala and Gundogan getting the goals in this game, Musiala being that guy. And then a 1-1 draw with Switzerland to end it. They knew they'd qualified, then Füllkrug scoring in the last minute of the game to get them that point and make sure they finished top of their group. And their star player has to be Musiala. Jamal Musiala, what a player he is, what a player he has been for Germany in this Euros so far. And if they do go on to do anything special at this Euros, believe me, he will be a big part of that. The other team to go through in Group A was Switzerland, and Switzerland, you know, you've just seen they got the draw against Germany there. They got a 3-1 win against Hungary with Dua, Arbischer and then Bolo scoring the goals. In Bolo, obviously a throwback name. Another throwback name that you gotta miss the Euros himself is Xherdan Shaqiri scoring in the only goal against Scotland there. Again, they probably should have won, but I think they're showing that the prowess to not get beat, and that's what is important. You know, they pounced on the mistakes, and they did it in this game in here with Freuler scoring the goal for them against Germany, and them almost taking them all the way and getting a massive win against Germany. But obviously, I said that Füllkrug goal in the last minute. Their star player, their star man has been Granit Xhaka. He's been terrorising midfield. He's been so strong, as we know he is, but he's just upped his game in the past year since moving to Leverkusen, hasn't he? So yeah, crazy stuff there for them. The next one is, we're going to talk about Spain, who qualified very smoothly with a 3-0 win against Croatia there. Morata, Fabio Ruiz and Carvajal scoring the goals in that game. And then Italy, it was Calafiori own goal that separated the two teams. So it's not a strong win, but it's another clean sheet for him, and that's what's important. And they finished that off with another clean sheet with Ferran Torres scoring the goal. They could have probably had another few chances in there, but 3 clean sheets is a strong way to, you know, if you're going to win a tournament, you need them clean sheets. You can't have a defence that might be a bit shaky. That's what's kind of maybe cost England past years, is just the shakiness of the defence towards the end of the games. But 3 clean sheets in the group stage and 3 good wins there against, you know, let's be like against Italy and Croatia. The star man, I had to say Fabio Ruiz. He's been involved all over the pitch and he's been making lots of passes. He didn't play in this last game against Albania, but he's still been a big part of this Spain team that have been doing well at the Euros. Italy qualified second in that group. We're starting their first game with a 2-1 win over Albania with Bastoni and Barella scoring some very good goals. And maybe speak about how they leaning towards the Inter Milan style of play, which is a good style of play to lean to, because it's been successful in Italy over the past couple of years. It almost won a Champions League, so if Italy can carry that forward, then they'll do well in this tournament. And 1-0 loss against Spain, obviously no goal scorer in that one. Calafiori scored in the wrong net, and then Croatia, Zaccagni scoring the goal there in the last minute to keep Italy in the conversation and in the competition. And I think the star man has to be Calafiori. He's been on everyone's tongues and everyone's been looking at him going, ooh, he might do well in my club shirt. I ain't going to speak too much on that though. On to the next one, is the one that I want to speak on the most. It is England, and England's route to the knockouts has been a bit drab with a 1-0 win with Bellingham scoring that goal, and people are saying, oh, move Bellingham back, No, the reason we qualified out of the group is because Jude Bellingham had the prowess to start this move and then finish this move. Phil Foden, what's he ever done for England? Get him out of it. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of it. A 1-1 draw against Denmark with Kane scoring the goal. Kane getting his group stage goal as he does, and then he usually steps it up in the knockouts for England, and he will step it up in the knockouts this time too. And then ending it with a 0-0 against Slovenia. I said it's pretty drab. It's pretty boring. 2 clean sheets, 2 goals. It's similar to last Euros, and we got to the final last time, so I'm not going to hate too much. And our star player, it has to be Jude Bellingham. But I had to put Mike Guéhi in there too, because Mike Guéhi, he's coming to his own, and people will doubt him at the start, but Mike Guéhi, he's been so good in that defence for England. Big part of them 2 clean sheets we've got. But yeah, Jude Bellingham, it has to be Jude Bellingham. As I said, he is the man, he is the guy that we have to go to now. Denmark finishing second in England's group with a 1-1 draw against Slovenia, with Eriksson scoring the goal. A 1-1 draw against England with Højlund scoring the goal, and then a 0-0 against Serbia with obviously no one scoring the goals. But it means 3 draw season through, and I think they got quite lucky with it. But 3 draws, it's what they needed, and it's what got them through to the next round, and they are now in the next round. Their star player has to be Christian Eriksen, who scored the opening goal and helped them pass through into this stage. Slovenia get through as the third place team, the first third place team we can speak about on this list, with 3 draws, as you can imagine, with them coming against Denmark with Janza scoring the goal, Serbia with Kalinic scoring the goal, and then a 0-0 draw against England, which is a massive result for them, keeping a clean sheet against England. People are saying, it's England out being there, but I think Slovenia will take it still. The star player has been Kalinic. I think he's been very good for him. And we'll wait and see if they can do anything else in this tournament. Now we're going to talk about some big underdogs, and that is Austria, someone who surprised a lot of people, but people that have been paying attention to international football won't be as surprised, because Austria have been killing it under Rangnick. Rangnick has trained these players since they were kids, so they know how the Rangnick style of play is. They started the game with a 1-0 loss to France, which was, I still thought it was quite unlucky that they lost this game. I thought they could have won against France here, and it kind of showed France's weaknesses a bit. But then a massive 3-1 win against Poland with Trauner, Arnautovic and Baumgartner scoring the goals. Baumgartner being really important for them right now. And then a 3-2 win against the Netherlands, which is the biggest win they've got, and it's a big shock. And a lot of people were like, whoa, with Daniel Miles scoring an own goal and Schmid and Sabitzer scoring to keep it up. And I think Sabitzer's been a really big part of this. But I have to say their star player is Christian Baumgartner, who... he just knows the way Rangnick wants to play, and he's just been doing it well. So it's fair play, Baumgartner. And if Austria do anything in this tournament, it'll be a big part. That midfield is a very strong one, and it knows exactly how Rangnick wants them to play. France coming through in this group as well. A big win against Austria in that first game with Wolber scoring the own goal. So it's not great. And then a 0-0 draw against the Netherlands, and then a 1-1 draw against Poland with Mbappe scoring from the penalty spot. People talk about England having problems. France have had the same, set of results as us. People go, they've had harder games, but they also only got an own goal and a penalty. So France might have scoring problems, and I've been seeing it. They have had the issue of trying to score that final goal. It's just not happening for them. And their star player has to be Kylian Mbappe. He did a lot of stuff in this first game. He's the main creative force in his first game, and then he obviously scored the goal in this one. Big miss in this game against Netherlands. The result might have been different if Mbappe was playing, but he wasn't, so we don't know. Netherlands also did pass through as the 3rd best placed team in this group, with 2-1 against Poland with Gakpo and Vegor scoring a very late one here to help the Netherlands through. Then a 0-0 draw against France, which I think they could have won. As I said, France struggled in these games, and they actually did score a goal, but it was ruled offside. And then in a 3-2 loss to Austria, Gakpo scoring again, and then Depay scoring as well. I just don't think any of that attack's been good enough. But in a star player, I've got to go with Xavi Simons, who has been incredible for him. If you've been watching Netherlands, Xavi Simons has been running the show, and he's been doing it well. He's such a good player for his age as well. It's crazy. On to Group E, and Romania, the first we're talking about in this group, because they finished top thanks to their goal difference, thanks to this massive win against Ukraine, that 3-0 win against Ukraine with Stanchuk, Marin and Dragus scoring the goals. And then I thought in the second game, against Belgium, I thought Belgium were weak in that first game, and then I thought they could get a win, but they couldn't. They lost 2-0 to Belgium. But they ended it well with a 1-1 draw against Slovakia with Marin getting another goal, and that's why I've got to say star player is Ferenc van Marin. I couldn't say anyone else really, because it's just been so influential to get into this round. I thought they looked good in that first game. I thought he was the most dominant one we've seen in the tournament so far. But they kind of like fell off after that. I think the hype got to them a bit too much. Belgium passed through in this group as well. As we saw, they did get a win against Romania, but they lost to Slovakia first, and a 2-0 win against Romania with Tielemans and De Bruyne scoring the goals, and then a 0-0 against Ukraine. So 2 games without scoring goals. Once again, I think you got to hit the panic button a bit. The key player, it has to be Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think there's anyone else you can speak about. When you're speaking about this Belgium team, I think you've got to be speaking about Kevin De Bruyne. And I am right now to you guys. So yeah, Kevin De Bruyne with that. Sorry, Britannia. Oh, Slovakia passed through as another third best placed team. I'm just starting off tournament really well with Schran scoring a goal in the 1-0 win against Belgium, which, you know, honestly, I was shocked. I was like, oh, sorry, Slovakia, I was not familiar with your game. But then a 2-0, 2-1 loss to Ukraine shook the boat a bit, and it was like, oh, everyone's on 3 points, what's going to do now? But Schran scoring the goal in that game. Then a 1-1 draw against Romania in that last game meant that they went through, and Ukraine was so unlucky not to go through, despite getting 4 points. You see teams get 3 points and pass through, but Ukraine couldn't do it. Their star player so far for Slovakia has to be David Hanko. He's been really solid in defence. I know they've not kept a clean sheet, apart from that Belgium game, but he was really solid in that Belgium game. I think he's been solid in these games too, and keeping it a bit of control in there. On to Group F finally, and we're talking about Portugal, that first team. They finished top with a 2-1 win over Czechia with a Hanek on goal and Cohen Sau. And then a massive win against Turkey with Silva and Fernandes scoring, but then Akaydin on goal. It was a really bad mistake from Akaydin. I can't believe it went to the back of his net, but it was a really strong one from Portugal against Turkey, and it shows what they can do. And then a 2-0 loss to Georgia, which shocked the world. The lowest ranked team in the tournament against one of the tournament favourites. And the star player, it has to be Bruno. You know, people will say, oh, it has to be Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think Bruno Fernandes has been more influential to the team in general. On to Turkey, finished second in the group with a 3-1 win against Georgia in the first game with Mulder, Gula and then Aktakoglu scoring the goals. Gula's goal was mega, Mulder's goal was great as well, and then Aktakoglu's goal was coming from a counter-attack. On to the next game, which was a 3-0 loss to Portugal. As you've just seen, it wasn't great from him, but it is what it is in football sometimes. And a 2-1 win against Czechia to secure that second place, with Calhanoglu and Tosun scoring the goals. Their star player has to be Hakan Calhanoglu, who's been pulling the strings in there and doing the dirty work, what's needed sometimes. And on to the final team now of the groups, and it was Georgia that passed through over Czechia. I couldn't see this coming, honestly. I thought Czechia were going to do well, but no. A 3-1 loss to Turkey with Mikhail Tadze scoring the goal, and a 1-1 draw with Czechia with Mikhail Tadze scoring the goal, and then a 2-0 win against Portugal, which is insane. I'm here, I love it. With Miku Tadze scoring the goal and Kvaratskhelia scoring in the second minute. It was quite early on as well for him. And their star player, I had to go with Miku Tadze. He's scored in all games. He's the top goal scorer of the Euros right now. But now it's time to talk about the knockouts. Give me 1 second, I'm just scrolling a little bit, because it's time to talk about the knockouts. We've got our little system set up here, and we can talk about the games that are going to come ahead of us, because we've got Georgia playing against Spain, we've got Germany playing against Denmark, we have Portugal playing against Slovenia, get it right, France playing against Belgium, we've got Romania playing against Netherlands, we've got Austria playing against Turkey, we have England playing against Slovakia, we have Italy playing against Switzerland, and this is where things are starting to cook up. I was going to write the scores, but I'm going to talk through you the scores. With that Spain-Georgia one being the first one, I think it's going to be a really dominant win from Spain. I think they're going to keep a clean sheet, and it's going to be like between 3 and 5 nil. It's going to be really dominant from Spain. I just don't think Georgia stand a millisecond of a chance. So yes, Spain go through to that next round. Germany versus Denmark now. And I think it is going to be close. It is going to be a good fight, but I think Germany will prevail. I think it's going to be like 2-1. It is going to be a really, really close game. It's going to be hard to pull them apart, but Germany will just edge it. Romania versus the Netherlands, and I have that inkling feeling. I still backing that Romania. I think it's going to go late on, but I think Romania, just because of the way Holland have played so far, I think there is a bit of a struggle there, and I think Romania can take advantage of that struggle, and we'll wait and see. Austria versus Turkey, as you've seen how good Austria have been in this tournament so far, so you've got to back Austria. I think Turkey have been good, but I think Austria are more together as a team, and that's why I see them passing through that challenge Portugal versus Slovenia. And cool little fact for you, Jan Oblak has conceded 3 hat-tricks in his career. All 3 have been scored by Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's going to do it again. Watch this space. Cristiano Ronaldo hat-trick against Slovenia there. France versus Belgium. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a really close game, this, but France will just edge it because they are the much better team. So France will pass through, and it's heating up in the semi-finals here, in the quarter-finals. Sorry. England to pass over Slovakia. I think one thing again, I think we'll make it hard for ourselves, but I think this will be the Ukraine game where we absolutely smash the team, and then we're like, right, you know, we've got our confidence now, let's push on with the rest of this tournament. And then Italy versus Switzerland, obviously Italy defending their title, and I think this is where they lose it, because I think Switzerland will just get the better of them. I think it'll go to penalties, and Switzerland will win on the penalties. And then it sets up a nice set of quarterfinals there with Spain playing against Germany, Portugal playing against France, Romania playing against Austria, and England playing against Switzerland. I'm going to start with that Spain versus Germany, and that Spain versus Germany. Spain. I'm going to go 1-0 to Spain. 1-0 Spain. And then, I can't remember which one I'm going here next. I think it is the Austria-Romania one that we're going to next. And if it isn't, then I've made a mistake. But I do think Austria are going to walk over Romania. I hope it's Portugal, but I think Portugal will beat France. It's going to be like 2-0. Portugal just to push over France. Roberto Martinez get over his fears of that France team that gave him a haunting time at World Cup 2018. But yeah, Portugal to edge just over France. Romania, now Austria. I said Austria are going to win this game comfortably and get into that semi-final spot. And it's honestly going to be their best finish. England versus Switzerland now, and I think once again it's going to be close. It's going to be really tight. I think we might get taken to penalties, but I do think we'll beat Switzerland on the penalties again, like we did in the Nations League a couple of years ago. So England get into another semi-final. Back-to-back Euros with semi-finals. Spain with Spain. Spain got to the semi-finals last time and got beat by Italy, who obviously went on to win the whole tournament. But this time, I think it's different. I think it's changed. I think Spain are going to get to the final. I think they're going to beat Portugal. I think it's going to be a great game, but I think Ronaldo's going to fall here. Roberto Martinez is going to fall here. He's going to ruin another golden generation. He's at his hands, and he's going to ruin it again. So yes, I do think Spain are going to get to the final, and then obviously, come on, against Austria. This Austria team's together, but we're just better. So we get into the final, and with Spain versus England, it's all to play for. We lost the World Cup in the women's team to him last year. So come on. What's going to happen here? That's how I'm going to leave it. Let me know who you think is going to win the Euros, guys. Let me know who you think is going to be an underdog. Obviously, Austria are probably my underdog in this. Maybe Romania. You might call Romania, but maybe Switzerland, as you know. But let me know who you think is going to be an underdog. Let me know who you think is going to win the Euros. Let me know who you think is going to be a star player who's going to help their country win the Euros. I do thank you for watching, guys. If you want to see more on this channel, there's more every single day, so subscribe, and if you like the video, please leave a like, 'cause that's much appreciated. Thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I do see you next time. Cheers.